Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine. Your Time to Shine is a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. I am your host this evening, Julie YeagerWalker. How is everyone doing this last night of Mercury retrograde as everything starts going direct tomorrow? I know I am so over it. I am so ready for it to be over. I hope you are all doing well. I have been out sick with that terrible flu for 3 weeks, actually 4 weeks it took me out. So I am so glad to be here tonight and ready to do a show with you all. Thank you so much for listening in tonight. You're listening on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. So here we are, March, almost the end of March, and we are in a new moon, and everything is in bloom, and it's changing, and it's springtime, and it's fresh and new, which is great topic for tonight. Last week, I was listening to Matt Kahn, and I absolutely love his stuff. He is absolutely fascinating. And I was listening to one of his stories called Dissolving Sadness. And he was actually doing a live show, and he was talking about just this, about how nature is perfect at doing renewal and erosion. And if you think about it, it's so true. Right now we are in renew. It's springtime. The flowers are out. The trees are starting to bud, and everything is starting to open up and become new again. Then, you go into the summer, and then you start going into fall when things start to die off. The colors on the trees, the leaves start to change, not as many flowers, and things start preparing for winter when everything goes into hibernation or dying off. And that is the renewal. It's eroding, and it's getting ready to renew again in the spring. And the cycle just continues over and over and over again. And that is what he was talking about in our human lives. And he was saying that, many people either are really, really good with renewal and all the new stuff, or people are really, really good with things, turning over and becoming old and shifting so that it can become new again. He was saying that he was really good with erosion. And so I sat and listened to him, and he said he'd always been really good with death. And he'd been okay with that, and people that were, passing on, and he was really okay with that. The problem that he had with all of this is the renewal, the change, and all of the newness that brought. And so I sat there and thought about that, and thought about how I am and where I sit with that. And I am definitely one of those people who is much better with new, so it could be, the new relationship, the new house, the new job, the new book that you open up and you start to read and you're so excited about. Not so much am I very good with the erosion part of all of this, the changing of the relationship. I had a really hard time with letting go in my divorce. And when it's time to change things up with a new job, or if someone passes on. This is definitely not where I feel my strong points are. And he was just saying that in order to be in total balance, we have to have both. because we can't keep renewing and not have any of the erosion so that it can start over again, because then everything gets out of is imbalanced. And so when you look at that, you think, well, I don't like erosion. I don't want to do all of that. And you don't have to like it. That was his biggest point. You don't have to like it. You just have to respect it and be in awareness of it. And when you can do that, when you can be in awareness and when you can respect the transition of one to the other, and that full cycle, that full circle, then you are more in balance and you are more in your soul. And it makes things a little bit easier to navigate and to go through. So I've decided that is definitely one of the areas that I need to focus on. And you're right, I don't like it. I don't like it when things erode and things change and people, leave and move on. But it's great when you start getting new people coming into your life and new friends and new adventures. But just the fact that being in awareness of that this is how the cycle of life goes, and being in appreciation of it too. As I was scrolling through pictures tonight, looking for a good picture to post on my Time to Shine Facebook page, and I was coming across some really fantastic erosion photos, such as the Grand Canyon, right? I mean, look how wonderful and amazing the Grand Canyon is. And we couldn't have that if it was continually in renewal. It had to go into erosion in order for us to have just this beautiful, spectacular scenery that people come from all over the world to see. So when you can look at it and find the beauty in it and know that on the other side comes the change, the freshness, the renewal, that might help you get through that part if you are not the erosion type person. Now, if you are the if you are the erosion person, not so much the new renewal person, just remember that in order for things to come back, even in the Grand Canyon, there's newness, there's things taking place, there's new life that come into play every single season. And so again, it just brings you into that awareness, into that appreciation of how life is and how it can be so abundant and so wonderful. So take a look at that and examine that for yourself and see if you are a renewal person or if you are more of the erosion person. And remember, you don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it in order to have that balance in your life. So as you are all, taking a look and seeing all the flowers pop up, maybe through the snow in your area, and just think of all of the magnificent things to come when you are looking at those flowers popping up through the snow and what it takes to get that to come into play. It's really fascinating and amazing what our earth and what our nature, Mother Nature and Mother Earth can do. It's really great stuff. So stay in balance, find your renewal, and appreciate your erosion. And I promise you that things will look a little bit brighter when you are all in balance. So with that, we are going to go to the phone lines. We have Penelope in Philadelphia. Good evening, Penelope. Welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you.
How are you this evening?
Pretty good. Just sitting back, relaxing.
Nice. Sounds wonderful. What can we do for you tonight?
I was more interested in the tarot reading.
Okay. Well, I can give you a reading. I don't actually do tarot readings.
Okay.
Do you have a specific question that you're looking to find out about?
Well, actually, I know who my divine masculine is. My question is when is he actually, or is he actually starting the transformation of himself to learn about, to learn about himself to where we're actually going to be face to face?
Okay. All right. So hang on just a moment and let me tune in and see what your guides are saying. And so there'll be just a little minute of silence here as I kind of tune in, but I haven't gone anywhere. So hang on one moment, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing that Penelope that your team is telling me is that you have been waiting for quite a long time for this person to appear in your life. You have had you've had other people come into your life, and you have thought that this was the person that you are currently waiting for, that it might be that person, and you've been very disappointed in the past, thinking that he was standing right in front of you. They're saying that a little bit more patience is needed in this. Okay, hang on. Okay, so what they're showing me is they're showing me that recently in your life that you've been going through a struggle, and you've been trying to do everything you can to look for this person. And you already know who this person is. This person is standing right in front of you. And you find a sense of peace with this person. And what you're expecting is something to be like flashy, or like it's going to come out in bright flashing lights saying, this is him, this is him, this is him. And what they're telling me is that he's already entered your life. But you're not recognizing him as that person. And they're saying you need to open up and be open to the suggestion, because what you are expecting something to be, you've got these preconceived ideas is what they're telling me. And these preconceived ideas that you have is not going to get you to what you have right in front of you.
Okay.
Does that make some sense to you?
Kind of. I guess mainly because I'm so used to seeing, the phrase signs are everywhere. That
right.
when signs are there or there's synchronicity there, you're headed in the right direction.
Right.
And I work in a male-dominated field with a lot of men. So that makes it even more complicated because I can establish a friendship with men without having the expectation of sex involved.
Mm-hmm.
And men come to talk to me when they have their problems, like I'm their sounding board. So
right.
Trying to differentiate as to who these people are, or what exactly am I doing with these conversations with these people, and what intentions are there, is very confusing.
So what what I'm being shown is that you are a very bright light. And so people are very, very much drawn to you, and they are, I mean, you get conversations all the time and you think, okay, why did that person come up and tell me that? I really don't know this person. And all of a sudden they have just divulged their entire life situation to me. It's because you have a personality, and there is a comforting about you that they feel comfortable with. And so as a result, they have a tendency to come to you for, advice, or maybe not even advice, just someone to kind of hear them out, right?
Right.
And so I think that's what you you're kind of misconstruing what all that is. And your team is showing me that, it is because the type of person you are and your light is so bright that you are drawing all these people to you. And they say, yes, it could be a little bit confusing, but you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Because the person that you're asking for and the person that you've been waiting for has already entered your life.
So it's someone someone from my past.
No, I'm getting it's not of your past. It's somebody that it's somebody that you've recently met or have come into conversation with.
We have like a guideline of a time frame.
Let me check in and see. Hang on just a moment. Somewhere in the last 6 months.
Okay.
They're saying that that the relationship that you are going to have with this person is not going to be something that that you've experienced. It's going to be very different from what you have. It's going to be very unconventional, is what they're telling me. But it's been put kind of into place to put you out of your comfort zone a little bit, to show you that there are other possibilities.
Okay.
And not to get too not to get too caught up in what you think it should be, because they're saying right now everything is about what you think it should be, and it's not going to be happening that way.
Okay. I guess my next question is, what is the timeline, or is there a timeline of when this person is going to reveal themselves?
there, your team is telling me that you've already had conversations with this person. Is there someone that it's someone that you define as a friend, who brings you a lot of comfort, a lot of joy, someone that you enjoy spending time with, but not necessarily someone that you ever thought about having a relationship with?
Oh, okay. I can name like
Someone,
3 different people.
okay, it's going to be somebody around your age. So it's not going to be anybody that's, a lot older than you or a lot younger than you.
Right.
This person has a really great sense of humor. It's very quirky. A little off color, sometimes they say.
That still describes 3 people. Because there's 2 that are younger. Well, 2 that they are like slightly younger, between 3 to 6 years younger, and then there's one that either I think he's right at my age, or he's actually probably. And they all have quirky senses of humor. So
it's going to be your team is pointing to the person who is more about the age that you are.
Okay. Which is ironic because he's married.
Yeah, they're showing me that there is. Oh, let me see. Hang on. Okay. So what they're showing me is that that this person that is right around your age, is the presence of the person that you're looking for. I don't know if there's going to be something that happens down the road on this, but I feel like this person has a big impact and a big influence on what is to come in your life.
Professionally?
This is a person that you are going to lean heavily on, and that he's going to lean heavily on you. Like I said, it's going to be a very different type of relationship. I'm trying to get a picture because they're throwing different things at me, and I'm trying to get them to slow down so that I can get a better understanding of what they're getting at. They keep showing me he is like a segue he's a segue for something else. I don't know if you're going to meet somebody else through this person, but this person is very integral in your life, and is going to have very big impacts for you coming up in the next few months. They're telling me that you have big changes coming in your life. they're going to be really great things, but they're going to feel very, you're going to have to make some decisions on some things, and they might feel uncomfortable to you. And this person is going to help kind of guide you, if you will, to help sort them out. I just keep seeing that this person, it looks like what they're showing me is a picture that if somebody was behind you and they've got their arms on your shoulders and they're steering you, they're directing you, okay? That's what they're showing me that this person is about in your life. It's a direction. They're steering you in a direction.
Are there any symbols of shields or crosses?
Of crosses, and what was the other one? I'm sorry?
A shield or a cross?
Yes, there's a shield.
Okay.
Yes, there is a shield.
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit more.
Okay. Okay, good. You know, we are right down to our last couple of minutes of the show. So I am going to have to end our conversation here. I hope that the information that I've given you has been helpful for you.
It was great.
Perfect. Well, Penelope, thank you for calling in, and have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Okay. Well, that does it for here. Another show in the record books. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for tuning in to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. You can catch me over at our Facebook page, Your Time to Shine. I have a new business Facebook page up under Julie YeagerWalker Medium. And as always, you can catch me over at www.wingsofsouls.com. Until next time, everybody have a great week.